Welcome everybody to the only self-aware podcast in airsoft that goes over the bullshit in between the games. What's up? My name is Punk, and I may or may not be wearing pants. And my co-host is Cole. You guys all know and love.
Definitely not wearing pants.
Definitely not wearing pants. We are completely short. We're short half our crew. Corey's out either working or he's working on his new project, which we've been talking about off and on. And then Carl finally got himself a little date. So he's going to be
it's not a little date. Like, he's dating this chick and she's cute. I'm so proud of him. Oh, I may have just busted my camera.
He killed his mic. Carl, we're happy for you, buddy. So good on you. And also in further, people who are not here, we had a guest scheduled and we're not really sure what happened. There's a miscommunication somewhere and, we're down. So
JD may have died on the mean streets of Portland, Oregon, or wherever the fuck it is that he lived.
Yeah. So rest in peace, JD. We love and miss you. But we are going to continue on, and we will talk about what because he wrote an article on.
He was in an article from the Toronto Sun on this whole Canada public safety bill C-21.
Right.
Perfunctory fuckery, which seems to be interesting. Like, I've been reading on it, and I've got it pulled up on my other screen here.
Killer. No, in the meantime, ASAP 15% off all your smoke and apparel purchases within the United States. Use ASAP 15 at eg.com for we got the only discount for EG products, so suck it, everybody else. KWA is tried and true. You guys know who they are. You guys know their gas blowbacks, their AEGs. Have you guys seen their new Dark Earth line that's coming out? Oh man.
Oh yeah, the new FTE shit.
The FTE stuff. They got the TK45, the T6, the T10. Like, it's a whole lineup of the.
They got a lot of T's.
Yeah, so many T's.
Also, Fight Night round 1, or the new Fight Night episode, is coming out soon. I'm supposed to be finishing up the commentary for that tonight or this weekend, but I've been really busy and we keep losing power, and Texas weather's a big old fat cunt. So
yeah, man, how you guys been doing down there with that?
Not hot. We got super fortunate. So if people aren't aware by now, the Texas power grid is not made to withstand prolonged ridiculous cold, and it shit the bed.
Why would it?
Yeah. This is the biggest thing with it, is a lot of people are like cracking jokes, and it's like, well, we it's not just that people are cold down here; it's that it is 2 degrees and no one has power.
Right.
So we're rubbing our thighs together to stay warm. Of course, it was 60 today, like 65, some shit like that, and humid. And then we had golf ball sized hail, which is great for me because I'm in roofing. So it was like rain money down upon me, you great glorious sky. But yeah, so it's with power, without power, we got super fortunate where I live, or at least on my street, and we didn't lose anything. But I know a lot of people were not so fortunate. Yeah,
well, I mean, that's glad. I'm glad that that you guys are safe. You, your wife, and your new boy, your new baby, and
Wyatt. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. And last but not least, the Overwatch Tactics. They have what is it?
We got something. So May 1st to the 2nd, or 1st and the 2nd, or 2nd to the 3rd, some shit like that. They have the Division game is back. I'm super fucking excited about this. The boy, the myth, the legend, Faded Pilot Props is making me and Corey some stuff, because Corey is the acting CO for the Division agents. Woodcock, our boy, we love him, but we're going to shoot him in the face a lot, is the rogue agent leader. And then Jacob Solner, I think is his name, is the last battalion commander with some of the Realsome guys that we had on last episode.
Yeah.
Jacob's a great dude, good player, so that should be a lot of fun. But if you guys weren't able to make the first event, it was actually at the Mineral Wells Hospital where we're shooting the Siege film. That's how we found the place a couple years ago. It's a really, really fun game in that Overwatch Tactics is really pressuring the LARPy aspects of the thing. So they want you to feel like you're in the division. They want you to feel like you're part of the game, because as shitty as that game may have ended up being, the lore and the world behind it, I think, is excellent.
It really
is really, really cool. And it plays really well into airsoft. So they do little things like green poison. They have these like green micro EG smokes that are used as basically chemical weapons. Yeah. It's going to be at D-Day Adventure Park this year. So I'm really curious to see how that plays into it. But once again, they're doing something that I've never seen another promotion do, whereas there are actual loot crates in the game, and not like, oh, you get points for this, or you get like an airstrike, quote unquote. No, there's like grenades and real guns provided by KWA, like their Ronin series.
Real airsoft guns.
Real airsoft guns, yeah. Sorry.
So, yeah, that's...
So like you open up the box and you get a gun you get to keep.
Yeah, that's fucking rad. So again, that's May 1st through the 2nd. I'm actually, you know what? So
3rd, maybe.
I got to tell you, man, before we get into this, I want to kind of touch on it. I
should probably not be a total bag of shit and like actually look up the date. Hold on a second.
I might be getting my vaccine here in the next week or so. And like, it's going to make me feel a lot better about flying. I know some of you guys, this isn't a political thing, man. Like, if you want to get one, that's fine. If you want to, it's up to you, man. But like me personally, I haven't gone to a single fucking airsoft game in over a year because of this motherfucking pandemic. Okay, and I'm ready to go.
May 1 by the way.
So yeah, it is May 1st, May 1st and 2nd. Okay, cool. So like, yeah, once I get that fucking vaccine, bro, I think I'm gonna be coming down. I got shit tons of I got so much vacation time like saved up. Like,
do it.
I gotta use it before I lose it. So Cole, Corey, they're both gonna be there for sure. I've been getting hit up left and right going, hey, are you gonna be coming down? So I might be coming down to that one as well.
Do it. It should be really fun. And like I said, Faded Pilot Props is gonna be making me like the communicator.
And shit.
And possibly some other goofy shit.
I'm gonna need him to make me one if I'm, because I'm going to be coming down as an agent. So
there you go. That's what
there you go.
Hear. So that'll be a really fun event. Another event that I've never actually played at before, and then somehow got roped into doing command structure for, is the DFE event Lone Star at 878 Airsoft. You will once again be seeing Corey and myself as CO and XO for Tanside. Should be fun. I've heard good things about Desert Fox events. Josh Warren finally beat us down and got us to come in and do command for it. I think we are versus the GME Ronin, who is leading Green Team. So it should be a lot of fun. I know.
You guys deep. Are you guys running Southern Syndicate?
Yep. Yeah. Whoever Tan is. Yeah. Southern Syndicate. That'll be Corey's the CO. I'm the XO. So I'm going to be wearing the ski mask and hollering horrible things with the cigar hanging out.
Man, like I've been to a couple Desert Fox events and they are a lot of fun. I mean, obviously, the ones that are in California because they're closer to me. But I've always had a good time at them. It's a different pace, and I like it a lot. The Josh and Jet and those guys, they do a great job at running their events, and so big shout out to them.
And very possible that Josh and Jet are going to be on the show on the 12th. Maybe. Could be. Not set in stone, but it's supposed to be the Friday of the 12th. Jet Desert Fox and Josh Warren are supposed to come on. They were going to do it. Yeah, they were going to do it live from Mexico, but that fell through because that event got canceled.
Yeah.
So they're not doing that anymore. So they can come grace our presence here.
Cool, man.
Yeah. And then this upcoming week, not necessarily airsoft related, but Siege Film, as we have talked about a million times, is filming. God, we're burping a lot. Going to be filming from next Wednesday through Saturday. And that is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about it. We got a bunch of really cool shit. The airsoft community on the industrial side, or I guess on the corporate side, really came through and has provided some really cool shit.
Yeah, and if you guys are not following Corey's page, Tactical Dork, and then Siege Fan Film on Instagram, go do yourselves a favor, check them out, man. Like, I know a lot of you guys, oh man, it'd be, let's be, like you want to make your fucking videos all tactical and shit. No. Like this is going to be big. Like the amount of stuff and the amount of connections that Corey has been making, like you guys, this is going to be the shit. This is going to be the shit. And
the SCP film has done really well. It just broke 6 million. There's a lot of guys like Wayne Gaspin, who was heavily involved in that project as the cinematographer, is involved in this project.
Yeah.
Corey, of course, that was involved in that project and is involved here. We've got a lot of a decent amount of the same guys. And we know that the guys from Evan Royalty and the guys who directed and were behind the SCP film are really excited about this. So it's been really cool to see all the support on that end.
Yeah.
Hopefully this has a modicum of the same amount of success. If it does, that'll be super fucking fun. I'm playing Blitz Elias Kotz, so I have to work on a non-diehardy German accent and carry around a 30-pound fucking shield that Faded Pilot Props made us. So that'll be fun.
Two things. One, you should go after a Christoph Waltz style German accent, because that guy's a fucking boss.
Just gotta watch Inglourious Bastards a lot.
Just watching Glorious Bastards and Django Unchained, because he played German. He was German in that one too.
Well, he is German, so
he's very German.
He's extremely German.
He's extremely German.
Also,
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say, with an actor that I always thought was really German and then turned out to be Scottish, Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, I was gonna say that guy's.
He's Scottish. I thought he was German.
Really?
Yeah. Ruined my life when I found that out.
The next thing I was going to say is that I'm pretty sure Faded Pilot has gotten a plug on every show
for like a year now.
And I could be happy about it. So anyway,
he's a good kid.
That all out of the way. Let's talk about what's going on in Canada right now.
Have you read up on this yet?
Admittedly, nail me to a wall, I don't care, but like admittedly, because all this stuff comes and goes. Sometimes it passes, sometimes it doesn't. But I know that, what is it, they're basically wanting to ban replicas.
So Bill C-21, an act to amend certain acts,
let them know
certain consequential amendments, firearms. So this is a long bill. There's only a few sections that people are like really freaking the fuck out about, but essentially it's to combat intimate partner, so domestic violence, a yellow flag license suspension regime, suspender of firearms pending legal challenge of license revocation, yada, 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 fight gun smuggling, gang violence, protect Canadians from gang violence. So this is where it gets interesting.
It's a crackdown.
Offenses for altering a cartridge magazine, that you can't exceed 10 for handguns, 5 for most magazines for semi-automatics and centerfire long guns. Bill would make it an offense to alter a cartridge size to extend its lawful capacity. So in other words, you can't put any like base plates. At least that's how I'm reading that. You can't put any base plates or anything like that on your gun. So like Glock mags, you can't stick like a little stendo on the end of it and get that +2/+3. Here we go. But this is where the airsofters are freaking out. Ensure mid-velocity replica firearms are prohibited. So, update to criminal code to ensure that any device, including an unregulated air gun that looks exactly like a conventional regulated firearm, i.e. shoots over 500 feet per second, is prohibited for the purposes of import, export, sale, and transfer.
So it said exceeding 500.
Exceeding 500. So this is something that I think has gotten lost in translation. It doesn't make it any better. This is still bad for airsoft.
Right.
But they do stipulate shoots over 500 feet per second. I don't know what airsoft law rules are like in Canada. Maybe that's normal. Maybe 500 is the normal there instead of 400. But it continues. So. Current owners may keep their replicas, so they're not taking them back, but you may not transfer them to anyone else. People are kind of taking this and running with it like, oh, I can't lend my gun to somebody at the field, or the fucking Canadian Mounties are going to come out of the deal and waterboard me with syrup. No, this is...
They're coming out of the syrup.
Yeah, this is one of these things where like minimal laws like that, enforcement versus practicality is going to be a big thing. So it always makes me giggle when people like really freak out about that shit. Yeah, it's bad, but at the same time, it's kind of like the brace stuff for the AR pistols in America with the ATF. Like the ATF isn't just like dropping out of fucking war zone planes and kicking in your back door and shooting your dog. They are on some people though, so I guess that can't be said too far. It continues. No further replica firearms could be imported into or sold / transferred in Canada. Now, this is where it's killing airsoft for Canadians because they're all imported. I don't know a single Canadian airsoft gun brand. It's not a thing. And what they consider replica firearms, now it says looks exactly like a conventional regulated firearm. Does that mean like the TK-45 is not?
Yeah. Does this mean like
now? Is it specifically M4 platforms, AK platforms, and like the normal real shit, like the Milsim stuff?
So it sounds like it's got a pretty vague description of what a replica is, or exact replica, because
conventional regulated firearm is what it says. Yeah.
Because like, I mean, does it have to have trademarks to be a replica? Does it need to not have orange tips to be a replica? You know what I mean? Like, it's just little stuff like that.
And I think what's really scaring a lot of people, which I completely understand, is the vagueness of all of this.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It sounds like a pretty like vague brushstroke.
Now, the last part about this, it says this amendment does not affect other types of air guns that do not exactly replicate a conventional regulated firearm.
Right.
So what's a conventionally regulated firearm to Canadians? Is that hunting rifles? Because they don't have, it's not like here in America where you have an abundance of ARs and an abundance of...
Yeah, you can buy them at 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating, of course.
You might be able to in Louisiana. I don't know. You can buy Jack Daniels in a 7-Eleven in Louisiana. That always trips me out. But yeah, so like what are they considering? But the problem is when a law is this vague, or when wording is this vague, it comes up to whatever the current court of law you're going to considers. And this means that a lot of people are going to get fucked. But once again, the big one here is no further replica firearms can be imported into or sold / transferred in Canada. So that means immediately all your field stores are dead.
Right.
All of your Evike imports, all of your because once again, no one I don't think Canada produces any homegrown airsoft guns. I don't think it's a thing. I don't think they exist. They could. I might be wrong. There might be. Do
we have anybody who legitimately, I'm not looking at the watch count or who's in the chat or anything like that, but if there's anybody who has a little bit more information on this, if you're from Canada and this affects you, please write down there, let us know what's going on.
I would have loved to have gotten Robo on, but obviously his job is not something that permits him to really talk about this shit anymore, unfortunately. Now, this law does continue, but this is the main one. The ensure mid-velocity replica firearms are prohibited. This is specifically what is affecting airsoft in Canada. It continues with some other goofy shit, like limit the glorification of violence in firearms marketing and sales. Create an offense under the Firearm Act to prohibit business advertising that depicts counseling or promotes firearms violence against a person. Maximum penalty of 2 years imprisonment for first offense. First offense
is 2 years.
Maximum penalty of 2 years, but for depicting, for glorification of firearms violence. So like movie theaters,
any fan film, any.
Would this transfer over? Like if we were making the Siege film in Canada, would we be subject to persecution for this? This is like that's another goofy one where it's like
that's a sneaky one actually. Like I mean, damn. I mean, if you're trying to redirect, the type of behavior that is associated with firearms, that is. I mean, and I'm looking at this purely from a behavioral standpoint. Like I'm not looking at this as a, guns don't do this, or, what I mean? Like, again, whatever you believe in, I'm totally cool with it. But I'm talking about like when it comes to rewriting behavior, I can see where they're coming from with that. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I can see what they're trying to do.
No,
Because
Zach,
they
I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce your last name. I'm just not.
I'm
but
just not going to.
He says you can keep them, however, RCMP can confiscate at any time if they deem required. So that's going to like a yellow flag law, which they mentioned earlier. He goes on to say, as of right now, airsoft regulated is a replica firearm that shoots between 366 to 500 with a .2. Okay. This law here, unless I'm mistaken, is specifically targeting anything over 500 feet per second.
So you snipers out there.
So snipers, yeah, essentially are totally fucked. And that
House
is
gamers. Sorry,
now
buddy.
what's really what I'm also curious about is if the further replica imports are going to be.
Thank you, Zach, by the way. Appreciate
thanks for
your input.
Throwing that in there. I'm really curious if that means that they're only restricting the import and sale of replica firearms that are over 500 feet per second. Which again is still dumb because what are they going to do? Chrono them? Or are they basing the feet per second? Are they basing the FPS off of what the sales model says? Are they basing it off what's written on the box? What happens to people who modify these? What happens to like text? Like, is there going to be any kind of fuckery with that in there?
Yeah. I'm kind of curious to see if if this does move forward, what kind of is there like a grace period to kind of introduce like some more finer details? Like, how are they gonna?
Oh, Corey's here.
Oh,
now Zach says unfortunately that's incorrect. That's over 500 FPS. If it's incorrect, I'm reading this directly off of the Canadian Public Safety website. So, hello.
Hello.
I am really curious about that. Hey, Corey, so I don't know if you were listening, but we found there's another thing in here on this Canadian shenanigans that talks about limit the glorification of violence in firearms marketing and sales, which is interesting.
Yeah. No, it seems bogus, but it's about par for the course with Canadian politics right now. Everything they do is a bit bougie.
Okay, so he says, from my understanding, the replica firearms that replicate regulated firearms that shoot over 500. Yeah, so that's essentially exactly what it says. Anything that looks like what they consider regulated conventional firearm replica and shoots over 500 cannot be imported, exported, da-da-da-da-da. So Navrich is fucked. I don't know about anything else, but...
Now, they were saying, as of right now, it doesn't affect the current ownership, correct? So it's almost it's like a pre-ban type thing.
Yeah, so
like your grandfathered in.
Yeah, nothing new can be sold. Nothing new can be imported, exported, or transferred between individuals.
Okay,
so you're stuck with what you got. And this is once again. Oh God, that's been another fucking thing. This is once again specifically for replicas, quote unquote, that shoot over 500 feet per second. So that, like I said, the main thing is it's super fucking vague. I'll put the link that I'm reading off of in the chat.
Yeah.
So everybody can take a look at it.
So this is now this kind of transitions into another point of view that I really appreciated in regards to this type of situation that our Canadian neighbors share is basically I feel like this could really a regulated firearm is anything that shoots. Did you read this already?
Yeah, I'm just putting it in the chat so other people can see it. Because that does help a lot.
So this is a hurdle. This is obviously like, airsoft is a game of replicas that replicates war and replicates battles and whatever. But maybe this is a good time for airsoft manufacturers and a lot of you guys who do a lot of 3D modeling and have maybe this is an opportunity to kind of like redesign what an airsoft gun is, and like its look, its feel, its function. It can use the same magazines as long as it doesn't look like it doesn't look like a replica.
I think the argument is they shouldn't have to. I am curious.
Obviously, yes. Nobody should have to, but
Germany, I think, and a lot of the UK, what differentiates their replicas, quote unquote, from being regulated or being replicas of regulated firearms is they do goofy shit like make the stocks neon green, or some off-brand color. I'm curious if that would be
Wasn't that what California tried to do?
That's
like
what
2 years ago?
California.
Yeah.
California tried to implement that. It didn't work, but some other countries have implemented that, and that's how they get around it. And so I'm curious if like the ridiculous color schemes would be something that they would accept as not being regulated. But I think the fact that a regulated firearm is anything that shoots over a projectile out of a barrel over 500, but a replica is anything that shoots under. So I guess that's the distinction.
I'm just saying that there are ways to beat this.
I get what he's saying. Hold on. So now I'm getting the disconnect that I think he's trying to explain is that conventional regulated firearms cannot shoot over 500. That prohibits purpose of import, export, sale, and transfer. But then it says no further replicas, which is anything that's under 500 that looks like a real gun can be imported, exported, or sold either. So it's banning both. So it is just like a wholesale. Yeah. You can't use this shit at all. So that means that even the space guns are out.
What do you mean?
Because so he's saying the distinction is between a restricted and a replica is that the restricted is anything that's over 500 and looks like a real gun. A replica is anything that shoots a projectile under 500 feet per second. Yeah.
So the fact that it shoots anything under 500 feet per second classifies it as a replica,
or that it looks like it's a mag-fed fire, or like the fact that it's a magazine-fed firearm. It doesn't necessarily have to look like a real one. Is kind of what I think they're getting at. Which
I'd be interested to know more about that. I mean, obviously, we probably won't be getting any answers from any bill writers in Canada, but it'd be cool to hear more in detail about that because.
Yeah, JD had this whole deal he did with the Toronto Sun, which would have been nice to have him on to talk about that, but we'll get him.
Yeah.
He said he can link. Yeah, Zach, throw that in the chat if you don't mind, because that'll help a lot, because I feel like this is referencing another deal. But while we're waiting on that, Corey, when do we start filming?
Hold on. Let me finish my delicious snack. No, Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Wednesday is day one. Everybody's flying in, driving in, getting together, and then we shoot Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we wrap up on Sunday. So it snuck up real quick. I forgot that February was a short month. Kind of,
yeah.
But we're ready. I mean, the schedule's set in stone. Shot list, prep list, everything, props, everything is good to go. I just got a big box from KWA. So, yeah. So I can talk about sponsors now.
Yeah,
now that I think they're more locked in, the guys that are helping me out on my film, GBLS is a big one. First and foremost, Breach Point came through with. Are you guys getting an echo? Or is that me? Okay.
No.
All right. Breach Point Productions came through in a big way with the location. Without the location, obviously, we would have been, scrambling to find something else to do. KWA, LBX hooked us up with bags, a bunch of private donors, and Evic. Oh my gosh, Evic sent me like the biggest box of stuff to deck our guns out with. So it's going to be cool. You guys are going to see some cool stuff in the film, but I'm pumped. We've got awesome cameras that we're shooting on. We've got awesome sound equipment. Everybody that's showing up is a professional except for me. So it's going to be pretty legit. Pretty excited for it.
Dude, I'm so stoked for you guys.
Yeah. Also,
stoked for you guys.
Also, just by happenstance, somebody came across the hype video that we did 2 weeks ago, and it's a guy I went to high school with, and he's offered to do a original sound score, and his stuff is really dope.
Nice.
So yeah. So no stock music. It's original start to finish. So I'm pumped.
Fuck yeah, man. That's gonna be so good.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So really looking forward to it.
It's gonna be fun right up until about we're 12 hours into a shoot. Corey's screaming at me to get the accent right or throwing stuff at me.
Yeah.
No, I was mentioning earlier, and I'm kind of glad you're here too. To talk about it, because like it between Mendoza and Cole talking about like his German accent, and Mendoza has got more, it seems like you're really like nationality focused on at least so far. I mean, and I'm only basing this off of Cole and Mendoza, but
Mendoza looks like he was bred in a tank to play Goyo, the character.
Yeah. Dude, he was like, they stuck him in a machine and modeled him after him. So
yeah,
he's even got the cornrows, which is awesome.
Yeah.
There, oh man, this.
How does he
Yeah,
get
we've taken, and I mean, at the end of the day, we have taken some liberties with stuff from the story. It's not like going to be 100% true to the game by any means, because we're basing it in reality to some degree. So, but I mean, you're going to be able to watch it. You're going to know who's who. You're going to recognize that they're doing some things that they're known for in the game, and it's going to be cool.
It's got me. It's, I mean, Siege, Rainbow Six Siege is like your favorite to my Titanfall is my favorite. And it's got me wanting to like know more about Siege and like the different characters and stuff. So it's gonna,
cool.
Yeah, no, it's gonna have me doing some of like, like the YouTube, in-depth dives on who these characters are. So
and
that way when I watch it,
Ubisoft is king of creating these incredible Tom Clancy-esque universes or straight out of Tom Clancy universes and then not fucking capitalizing them on them at all. Wildlands, amazing set piece, a lot of potential. Story. The Division, probably one of the best setups in video games that I've ever seen. No fucking story whatsoever.
Yeah.
Rainbow Six, incredible lead up, a whole lot of lore. They do like a cutscene once every 2 years for like a minute and a half that doesn't explain jack diddly shit.
No, you're not wrong on the game side. I mean, his books, and it's crazy because his books are so like specific. Like, I mean, the dude did so much research, about, the military and the CIA and all these, secret organizations and stuff, and the Navy and the Army and all that stuff. And he knew like the inner workings of all of it. And then it's just kind of like, they're like, oh, but what about laser cameras? It's kind of funny to me, but at the same time, it's cool. I love the game. I play it. Like I said,
the game's fantastic.
I play it way too much, probably, to be honest with you, but
I'm way too sweaty of a gamer to play something like that because I want to be competitive, and that's just not something that I can get bet.
Stay off of ranked unless you're a 14-year-old with nothing else to do.
You know what? No, so again, I'm making the Titanfall reference to like it's a game that takes quick reflexes and you got to think on your feet and on the move and constantly. But I'm watching Siege in a way it's very much the same, but in the opposite direction where like I've seen you. And if you guys like, again, go check out Corey's Instagram page, because he also posts screen captures of what's up, Mendoza? But he shows like screen caps of the videos of the games that he's played, and like you're hitting shots of people across a building that I can't even see. Like, and the fact that those are shots you can take in that game, it's so daunting to me. I'm like watching, like, fuck, man, it's crazy.
I mean, when you first start playing that game, and
it's probably the most frustrating thing ever.
Dude, I hated it because I mean, every map is
I want to rage quit watching you play it.
Yeah, there are some maps that are extremely complex and some that aren't. But once you learn the layouts of the maps, I mean, if you'll see it, I mean, here's the thing. At the end of the day, like if you don't like games where people camp, you're gonna hate Siege.
Oh fuck, dude!
Because if you're playing defense, like you're camping pretty hard. If you're like a blocker or defender or whatever, like you're camping hard. If you're a roamer, you're moving. I like to play as a roamer. That's why I play. I can't remember the new chick, the one that throws up the little laser gates, but I play her and then I go roam because once my defense is set up, she's not the best defender in the game.
So
yeah, Capcan's a great one.
That's my favorite. I love his AK-9. That thing is so fun.
He's a good roamer. There's a couple other good ones, but that's no, Ben, I don't play on PC. I have it on PC, but all my buddies play on Xbox and we like to play as a crew, so we're not top tier.
Oh, I need to re-download more stuff. I'm really excited about the new zombies update that they made on Black Ops. I'm going to be playing the fuck out of that tonight.
Yeah, dude, the new zombies is pretty fun. I've been playing.
Have you played the Outbreak thing yet? Where it's like it's an open world. It's like they took the fire team maps from Black Ops and it's this giant open zombies map. It looks really fucking cool. I'm super excited about it.
Oh, that's tight. Yeah, I need to try it out. Maybe our next movie could be a zombies fan film.
That sounds like zombie seems like a lot of fucking work though. Because you need makeup. Which, by the way, do we have a makeup person, or was I supposed to lock that in?
Now we're good.
Okay,
we don't need it.
Okay,
it's me.
It's you.
I legitimately have a bunch of practical effects. I have a whole bin of practical effects, dude. I'm loading the trailer down with just a bunch of junk.
I got the
No, I was telling Cole earlier that I'm like a week away from getting vaccinated for COVID, so that way
nice.
I can do some more traveling and whatnot, so I can
So
start
because
being
I'm a
reliable
filthy-
for this
I'm
shit.
a filthy casual. Do you generally stack your mag like on top of each other? So should I move them up and have them side by side, or do you normally space yours apart? Because I always, at least in my personal experience shooting, I always space mine out, but I always get shit for it.
Like pistol mags.
Yeah, like the
Mine
way
are really tight together. Like I have a triple pouch on my police belt.
So everybody I know does that too, and I always get shit for it because I always like them spaced out a little bit more because I'll end up pulling them out more than one at a time when I'm trying to do a reload.
Well, here's the thing: if you've got space on your belt and you're good with it, it's your preference. But
I'm talking about for the movie. I just don't want people shitting on it.
Nah, who cares? But like I said, it's preference on stuff like that. You know, on my police belt, I have to kind of cram them in together because I also have a radio, flashlight, handcuffs, tourniquet.
Yeah, we're doing what? The 2 Glock mags, the TQ, an IFAK on the back from LBX, and then the Glock rig from MC Kydex, right?
Yes, that's what it's supposed to be.
That's all that's going to be on here. Okay. Because we need to start doing.
Yeah, that's another one. Totally forgot MC Kydex. So they're hooking it up too. And arm body vent.
Yeah, dude, God, thank fucking Christ.
Yeah,
I love those things.
Yeah, dude, it's been cool. Shout out to David Lee, man. I put that guy on the warpath to go and find people to support the film, and he did it. So that's all him.
Jared Davidson's asking a question: if you run horizontal or vertical on your police belt. I'm assuming he's talking about the mags of the
like
TQ.
Up and down or to the side.
Yeah.
When I first got on, the one that they issued us was to the side, and I was okay with it. But I switched to a triple one that's straight up and open. So much more efficient.
I'm gonna grab it again, actually. But I really like these. So I didn't get the actual G code mag holders because they're like $20 a piece, and these were like $8. But these are the Chinese knockoff ones, and they work, man. I mean, especially just as like props for the movie, these will be great. Yeah. Like the Ranger green and the black is going to be pretty fucking sweet. But yeah, I'm really excited to get that rocking and rolling. I'm really excited to play I was telling them earlier about we're running both we're going to be pushing Woodcock's cheeks again at the division game. And then we're also going to try to run the field at 878 at Lone Star.
Yeah, it's going to happen. That's going to be fun. That's coming up too.
Yeah. No, this is all like for this, like this month and next month is going to be wild.
Yeah.
Especially considering like all the amount of work that's going on right now, like in my personal life. And then you're going to have all the editing and shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we have more time to talk about movie stuff.
Yeah. Well, we don't have a guest. So
I choked on a peanut.
Yeah.
We'll watch it down.
Enjoy those nuts.
Yeah. So I had the opportunity to drive down and do pretty much like a practice session with Wayne and his guys, the people who are going to be my editors and my sound guys. Mm-hmm. And they're awesome, man. Like the flow of it just makes sense. You know, it's kind of funny. Like I have this idea in my head of what a director is supposed to do on set, and I just kind of ran with it. And it turns out that that's somewhere in the realm of what it should be, where you're kind of coaching your actors. If you don't get the reaction you want out of them, you still end the cut because you can never get too much footage. You know, and then you just talk to them afterwards, and you're like, hey, you know, maybe adjust this, and this. Keep in mind, this character is in this type of situation. And you kind of coach them into that mindset. You know, you kind of put them, you give them like a wide range to work with, and then you kind of lock them down into this box of what your vision is. It's kind of cool. That's the way I see it. But I mean, the visuals that Wayne gets in camera are just ridiculous, and then his sound guy is just awesome. So it was real fun. Cool. Yeah, like the lighting, the sound, the cinematography, and those practice shots was phenomenal. But it wasn't exactly what we were looking for. So
yeah,
we're going to reshoot it, which. Anything that doesn't involve, everybody that's flying in from all over the United States, we can take our time with. But
yeah, it does suck that we're losing the snow on the ground for that scene, because I think that added a cool feature.
Yeah, it is what it is. But as far as post-production goes, yeah, I'm going to be busy. It's pretty much, everybody's going to, once everybody breaks off and goes their separate ways, they kind of get locked into that one thing that they have to work on, but it all has to come back to me for, approvals and recommendations and stuff like that. And so it's not like I get to go totally hands off and just relax. And right up until it's done, I'll be involved in it. So
that's good. I mean, that's kind of as it should be too. So
yeah, absolutely. But it's a fun process. It's something I'm interested in doing a lot more, and we'll see how I feel here in like 4 months when it's all done, or 5 months, however long it takes in post.
Roll right
honestly, you know what though? Like, I think that like we were talking about with QRF being postponed, and now like this is kind of like a filler to get to that. Dude, I honestly think that like every frustration you have and everything that's going to be like, fuck, dude, it's just going to be a learning experience to make it better in the end. Because like if this is something that you're interested in, bro, like
yeah, and don't get me wrong, like the amount of work that everybody else has already done, like the call sheets and the prop lists and the people who are building props and the people that have gone and looked at funding. We even got with the city of Mineral Wells, and they're giving us essentially a grant for food. So yeah, they're going to be paying for all of our lunches essentially. So our reimbursement.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And the police department's coming out and helping us with a shot. Like it's cool. I'm learning a lot about how to I don't know, pull other assets from outside, just my immediate crew of people. Like as far as
logistics coordination.
Yeah. I mean, as far as like actors, I know a million airsofters that I can come in and they're going to have good gear. They're going to be decent actors, because essentially, that's what we're doing when we're playing airsoft, is we're pretending to army. So they have some acting chops, even if it's just moving around tactically. But as far as like reaching out and, gathering finance and speaking with the cities and permits and, shoot, we have a helicopter pilot. We're going to have a real police car, just stuff like that. Things you don't think about. Like when you watch other movies, it's interesting to see how that stuff comes about.
Yeah.
We got a Kenneth Freeman in the chat says he just bought his ticket for the Southern Syndicate at Lone Star, which means he's ours.
Yeah.
So I apologize in advance.
What's up, cannon fodder?
For ruining your fucking experience.
We're all going to split our palms and we're going to do a blood handshake before we go out on the field.
It should be really fun. I'm actually I haven't been in a command seat in a hot minute in an airsoft game because I got so fed up with it, but this should be a fun one. I'm going to have a blast.
I did it at one AMS event and it was terrible.
That might be why. I think I'm going to ham it up though.
No, we had a couple characters, man. That was the one where our first heat casualty was literally 30 seconds into the game.
Barker Bombs. He's saying, what got you guys into editing, videography, and photography? He's interested in how we all know that kind of stuff. I don't know shit. I'm just the mouthpiece. Punk is very much a design, digital arts guy. Same with Corey's, just disgustingly and annoyingly good at basically everything he tries, and he needs to fuck off and leave all of our women alone. Getting really tired of it.
I mean, I guarantee you Punk will probably answer it the same way. Anything that has anything to do with art or being creative, it interests me in one way or another. Like I picked up animating last year and I'm horrible at it, but it's fun and it's something I wanted to learn how to do. And now I kind of understand the process. I've dabbled in photography in the past. I've dabbled a little bit in videography, but I've always just messed around with writing and everything. And once you kind of pick up all these little things, I mean, I think that's kind of what brought me to this. It's like I just want to take everything that I've learned in my life and just put it all into one basket and see what it looks like. Because I love film, and I look at film from like a technical aspect. Like when I see a shot, I have a basic understanding of where the lights are, where the camera is, stuff like that. So once I started looking at it like that, it's kind of like, man, I would like to try it. So that's honestly, that's probably all there is to it. It's another form of art, so I'm going to go and I'm going to dabble in it, and if I really like it, maybe I'll take it further.
Yeah, no, I couldn't have said it better. If it's something that you want to do, watch your favorite films, pick them apart. Like you were saying, like where your lighting sources are coming from. If you have an eye for editing, you'll know where you're the different type of like jump cuts and like different types of editing techniques. And you'll see where like different, I'm having a hard time with like this. Once you kind of know it, you can see it when you watch your favorite films, and then it ruins it for you. Basically, you watch, you watch all your favorite movies and like, you'll know how it's like, it takes the magic away, but it replaces it with your desire to, like what Corey was saying, replicate it and do it on your own and take those skills and apply them to something that hasn't been done yet. You know, nobody's made a Siege film as far as I'm concerned, right?
There's a couple.
Some fan films, but
I'm not
they're
gonna talk trash about other people that are taking a shot at it, but ours will be better.
they took different approaches. They all went like the video gamer route with it. With
where
like, a HUD and
I didn't want to do cosplay. That's the one thing. I wanted to pay tribute to the characters that we're using in one way or another. I mean, I'll say this: look for Easter eggs at the very least, or look for items that would tie them to their character in the game. You know, stuff like that. It's going to be there.
mine's pretty obvious.
Yeah, if you look for it, yeah. Yeah, yours is obvious and weighs about 40 pounds. But yeah,
It's heavier every time we talk about it.
It's all going to be there. And even if it's not like them using the exact gadget, it might be them using something that they would use in the field that they're supposed to be a professional at, you know. So you'll know who they are. One, you'll know them by name, but you'll know who they are just by what they do and what they're using. So
and I think it's important also that where the source of this fan film is coming from, you know, Corey has experience. He's both law enforcement, military, and is a huge fan of this world. So, you know, that all together is going to help make that experience really come through in the product. So, that doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can't reiterate it enough. We have so much skill on that set.
Yeah.
It's like there's nobody coming in that needs extensive training on how to carry a rifle or how to do a reload or how to move and clear rooms. Like everybody has a basic understanding of it at the very least, if not, you know, an expert understanding of it. We have people coming in that train people how to do it. The guy that's just playing the role of Doc is one of the best, you know,
TACMED people on the planet,
guys in the world. And then you know, Cole's a vet. Cole plays. Aaron's acted. Noah's acted. So it's like what's cool about this group is everybody's really good at something. So when they're on set, they're going to be able to draw from one another. Whether it's, you know, military, medicine, acting, it's all going to be there. So I think it's going to be a really cool, like, cohesive group of people. Like, I hand selected them for a reason. You know, I wasn't going to just go and take a shot in the dark and hire some random actor. Like, these are people that I've worked with. You know, Noah, you know, was with me on SCP, and the dude stood out as just being phenomenal at what he does. So that's why I wanted to work with him again. So it's
fuck yeah.
I could beat this dead horse, you know, until it's dead again. But I'm super excited about it. Obviously, yeah. I hope everybody else stays excited about it because it's my first project, and I hope it blows up and turns into more projects.
Honestly, though, I think once the post production's done and you start getting the attention and leading up to it, man, I would not be surprised if more and more like of the development side of like Ubisoft and these you know, companies that make these games reach out and be like, hey, why don't you make some other shit for us?
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny is whenever the Division came out, I watched Corridor Digital like religiously. Love those.
Oh yeah, love those games.
And they did one of those short films for the Division, and they worked on the final one where they brought all the agents together. You know, because it was separate directors for each agent, and then I think it was all of them collaborating on the last one. And dude, that last one is just epic. But they got asked to do that by Ubisoft because they made a name essentially doing little video game riffs, you know, like Mad Max one and stuff like that. So I'm not saying I'm anywhere near their level, but stuff like that would definitely be a dream.
It's getting me more excited for QRF too, because
oh yeah. No, but like it's not necessarily that, like, it's, you know, you're not at that level, but the fact that you are putting in everything to make a product that looks good, that gets you there, and it's your foot in the door. And, you know, if somebody like Corridor were to watch it, which I'm confident that they will actually see this film.
I want to get that Russian Badger kid to watch this because I keep watching his videos and he fucking cracks me up.
Well, and here's what's cool is I've been fortunate enough, you know, to work on a couple sets and to make some friends that have good standing, like in the community with like YouTube and stuff. So even going about this is, I mean, honestly, as a nobody in the social media realm, I still have reach that I think we can use to make sure that a lot of people at least know about it.
Yeah.
Honestly, at the end of the day, I'd be happy with 25 to 100,000 views. I mean, realistically, do I want more than that? Absolutely. You know, I want to hit that 1 million mark,
Dude,
but
this is gonna blow up.
uh,
It's gonna fucking blow up, and you know this is.
yeah, hopefully, hopefully it blows up in a good way and it doesn't blow up in my face. That would be
Speaking of blowing up, on a little more airsoft related note, I think I talked to you a little bit about this, Corey, but I want to start doing little lead-in videos because I've said this time and time again, and one of the things that I love the most about going to these ops is getting ready for them, if that makes any sense, like getting kit ready, getting shit together. And I kind of want to start doing like a little short, this is what I'm fucking using for this bullshit.
man.
Yeah.
I've always thought it'd be a cool idea to do a documentary style, like from like take three buddies or whatever, and you go from them buying their tickets to going to the event and then the after action review. I think it'd be cool. Yeah, because I mean, I think people have done things similar, but I don't think they've done it on like a huge scale and actually like done it as like maybe like a feature length film, 40 something.
Not on like a higher production value level.
Yeah.
No, we could
What
like,
because you've seen paintball movies and documentaries on Netflix, but you've never seen anything about airsoft. And I think now, especially with like Canada being douchey about it and California being douchey about it, like that'd be like the best time to do it.
maybe
Like, hey, there's good stuff going on here. These aren't crazy militiamen like the New York Times or whatever wants to make people believe.
maybe for the division game we do something.
I was
'Cause
gonna say the same
if
thing.
Punk flies down, we can meet all in Oklahoma City. I'll drive him up, and then we'll drive to D-Day, and we can just shoot the whole time.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
I honestly, fuck, man. I got. All right, you know what? Okay, so Monday, I will put in my time off
There
for
we go.
division. I haven't bought a ticket. I'm sure Soda would be okay with.
I need to use this fucking thing, dude. I've used it once. Spent so much goddamn money on this fucking thing, and I've used it one time, which is why I keep fucking around with this. If you guys haven't seen this, Fat Kid
That's
has
so
these fucking challenge coins for whenever you do your shit. It's dope.
okay, like one of those things where you have to have it on you, and if you don't, and he asks you if you have it, you have to do like 50 push-ups.
No, that's gay.
I know you were one of my.
That's gay.
No,
Yeah, I never understood that shit.
Oh, we got the production trailer in today.
Mm-hmm. By production trailer, do you mean your new bougie ass trailer?
Mm-hmm.
How is it? Is it glorious?
Bougie truck, yeah. It's
Where
all-
do we cuddle? Or am
The-
I cuddling with Aaron? Because
Are we calling
Mendoza,
it the Bouge Cruise?
the bougie cruise? Maybe
I'm really
we're
excited.
definitely going to take that places. One of these days, we need to take like 3 weeks off and just hook it up and go cross country and hit like a bunch of little fields.
I've actually been talking about building like some kind of box truck, mini schoolie. I don't know, but like I want to have something that I can like travel down to California or Texas and be able to sleep on the road and just travel and go wherever. But I think that'd be cool to do like a caravan.
I still want to see you make your fucking little. Is it a Honda Fit? What is it you have? A Geo Metro?
So what I have is it's a 2008. Dude, your setup is sick. It's a 2008 Toyota Yaris 2-door. And I want to make it like a mini Overlander.
Turn it into the Magnum Opus. Did you ever play? Did you ever play the Mad Max game that came out with it? It was actually really fucking good.
I played it for a little bit, but I didn't actually get to.
That's the car. The car in that is called the Magnum Opus. Fuck, Corey. Will you stop flexing on everybody? That's fucking. Is that the new trailer too, or is that the old one?
That's the new truck and the new trailer. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's a good looking truck. I think they're gonna get me a work truck here soon, and I'm making them get me a Dodge because I don't want a fucking Ford.
Oh,
And those are too expensive.
They'll throw the skrill at you. You need to get a Cummins, get the diesel.
Yep, Cummins is the way to go.
It'll probably just be the 1500.
I drove a 1500 to Salt Lake City because they didn't, not Salt Lake City, to Kansas City because they screwed up some of my stuff and didn't have my truck ready to go. Also a great truck. It was an awesome driver the whole way there and back, real smooth.
So Cole, the Magnum Opus and the Overland build. Yes, there's going to be like the plan is to do an external cage around the car, flat top on the, so you can like you can put a spare tire up there. There is a because I can't camp in it, it's too small for me to lay down inside of it.
Top tent.
Well, I mean, you could do a rooftop tent, or
It's just like this high off the. I don't know why that's so
Dude.
funny to me, but a rooftop tent that's like eye level.
well, I'm actually was gonna lift the car too. So
Oh
fucking-
god, yes.
But no, I found this there's company, and the company brand is off the top. I can't remember what it is, but basically they do they're kind of like that heat reflective material,
Mhm.
but they're like these pop-up things, and they use them for the wildfires and creating like medical tents and stuff, and they all zip together, and they're really fucking cool. But they pack down to nothing, and they make they pop up in seconds. So gonna have one of those so I can at least camp.
Just fucking weld a goddamn ball and hitch on the back of that fucker and get a camping trailer.
I mean, well, I'm gonna do an engine swap in it.
Yeah,
I was gonna do it like it's got like a 1.3. I was gonna put a 1.8 in it, so like it
put some
doubles
big,
your horsepower.
Ridiculous fucking hood scoop in there.
Oh
Like
yeah,
the fucking Fast and the Furious, just like
oh yeah, dude. Like I'm gonna have a daily driver that isn't this, but like this car is gonna be like my camping rig that gets like 30 miles per gallon, but I can go anywhere.
The valves open on that hood scoop, and all you hear is wing, wing.
Wah, wah. Sounds like a turtle having sex.
This is almost as retarded as when we had that entire conversation about a salacious sock puppet in airsoft.
Oh god, fuck! Hold on.
Socko.
Wait for it. Here we go.
Oh no.
Oh God, jeez.
Sorry.
Oh, it's very loud.
Hey guys, I want to tell you about how awful airsoft is, you piece of shit.
Nothing is funnier to me than the idea of having like a comic the Triumph insult or Triumph the comic insult comic dog, but like an airsoft version where it's just like a Muppet.
I didn't realize how close to the mic it was to my mouth when I started open. Yeah, I know you did, and I'm sure everybody else is, and I want to apologize for them. Sorry.
We noticed. Corey, I swear to God, fine. Here, you fucking piece of shit. Here's Corey's new rig.
Admire it.
Yeah, Socko is the ASAP mascot, but we're gonna make. I'm gonna pay somebody to make like an actual like Kermit the Frog for us.
Yeah, I want like an actual like. You talk into it. It's like what's that?
A Muppet.
Yeah, like a Muppet. Muppet.
There you go.
I want to get one that looks like me.
That would be good. But yeah, to have little puppet versions of us would be fucking hysterical. And just way, way over the top for the amount of the amount of effort into the show and then coming out of the show is almost equal, right up until you realize some of the dumb shit that we do. Holy fuck.
Everything we do is a little bit dumb.
But it's so fun. But yeah, I mean, fuck, that's our show. Jay didn't come on. I don't know where he is. Maybe he died. Maybe he's patrolling the mean streets of Westland, Oregon, or wherever he's at. I probably should have hit him up a little bit earlier prior today and checked in with him. I didn't do that. But yeah, that's our show. Be sure and tune in, not next Friday, but the Friday after. We'll be talking about the entire shooting process from Siege. Should be a lot of fun. We should have a shitload of stuff to talk about, I would assume.
Yeah.
And then very shortly after that, on the 12th, we're going to have Jet, the Desert Fox, and Josh Warren on, I think. I don't know if Jet's locked in, but I know we'll be able to get Josh on here spouting goofy shit in like an old Jewish man. And
he's like our most frequently reoccurring guest.
He is. He comes on. And then I think we're going to go without guests for a while. Because we're going to be able to hit events again, like actually have shit to talk about because we're finally like kind of sort of out of COVID, which is fantastic.
Don't say that just yet. We haven't gotten to warmer weather yet because we know
if you guys haven't, go subscribe, click that like button on YouTube. Subscribe, follow us on Twitch because we don't fucking have anybody on Twitch. We don't have not one of you motherfuckers is watching on Twitch. All 6 of you. Okay, never mind. But yeah, that's all I got. You guys got anything fun? Anything else before we get out of here?
Nope. We have a Siege fan film Instagram if you want to go follow that. Keep up with production.
I plugged that shit earlier too.
Yeah.
And on that note, so yeah, go ahead, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Twitch. Get all that stuff. Smash the like button. Helps us with the algorithm. And on that note, raise a glass, both listener and hosts, as we toast to you, filthy degenerates, and rejoice that this dumpster fire has finally come to an end. Another series, Airsoft Podcast, is based around the terrible idea that people actually want to listen to us talk about our toy guns and the adventures using them. With the lack of follow through we exude, it's a fucking miracle we made it to episode. Cole, what is it?
63, 64? I don't keep fucking count.
If you like what you heard, great. Let us know. If you don't, keep that shit to yourself because we don't do constructive criticism. Remember to call your hits and don't let the admin see you drinking. And we'll see you next time.
Toodaloo.